Nigel from Nigel's Animal Rescue. We have a chat to occasionally when I'm filling in here. He is currently not on these sunny shores. Where are you, Nigel?
I'm over in Holland at the moment, would you believe, Simon?
Why?
A bit of a holiday. I'm out visiting my girlfriend's relatives at the moment in Holland for the next 4 days before we shoot over to England to see Simon Cowell from Wildlife SOS.
Ah, yes, our old mate. How's he going over there?
Yeah, he's not going too bad at all, rescuing animals, so we're going to give him a helping hand and go and help some of our British wildlife there.
Now, can I ask, how long have you been in Holland?
1 day. Today's been our first full day since we've been over here, and the sun is still up. It's, what time is it? 9 o'clock at night, and there's about another 40 minutes or so of sunlight before it goes down, so it's very different from Australia.
Weather? How's the weather?
Weather today was about 19 degrees, a little bit overcast, a little bit of rain, but a lot of blue sky amongst it all as well.
And I guess no chance yet to check out the wildlife and perform any rescues.
No, well, actually, I was looking at some pigeons today as we're walking through one of the little country towns here. We're about 2 hours out of Amsterdam. As I've seen a lot of pigeons as I've travelled around the world, which have got string tied around their legs as they go through all the crowds and they pick up all sorts of human rubbish.
Yeah.
But none was sighted today. But I must admit, there's not a lot of wildlife over here. Saw a couple of the magpies, which are very, very different. They've got a really long tail on them, and they don't look anything like our magpies back at home, but very cute to see.
You in what sort of area are you in? A sort of wild rolling hills of trees, or are you in a concrete jungle?
Right, no, we're out in the country. It's a very, very flat land. I called it the land of bicycles. As everybody travels around on bikes, it makes it very easy having no hills around here.
Yeah.
But when you have to cross the road, you've actually got to look to the left first, but not to the right.
Oh.
Remember the old Hector song?
Hector the
look
cat.
to the right, look to the left. Well,
Yeah.
if you use that principle over here, you'll be hit by a car or a bicycle very quickly.
You know, that's something I've never thought about. The fact that if I was in a country where they drove on the right-hand side of the road, I would step off the gutter and get smashed because I'd be looking in the wrong direction.
Well, it's funny you say that because every time I've crossed the road, it's just unnatural looking to the left first and not to the right. And it's the very first time I've actually been in a country where I've been in a car driving on the wrong side of the road, going through roundabouts the wrong way, exiting them on the wrong side, and I really don't think that I could actually drive a car over here, to be honest.
Yeah. So would you be brave enough to give it a try?
Probably not. I think I'd like to be here for at least several weeks just to get accustomed to the way that they do drive here. But I will say the traffic is a lot slower than what we do have back in Melbourne. But today it was a little bit eerie just being a passenger in the car. The driver's on the wrong side of the car, you're on the wrong side of the road, and it's just not right.
And what sort of cars do they drive? Are they a nation of small cars like England, or are they tanks like America?
Oh, no, definitely very small cars over here. So no, not many big cars at all.
And what's the what are the people like? Are there many people who speak English?
Yes, they do actually. Most people do speak English. You see a lot of signs that are actually written in English, as well as Dutch. They're very, very friendly people. When you ask for directions to get around, they're very accommodating, very, very friendly country.
Do they know of Australia or any Australians? Like, has people come up to you and said, "Are you Steve Irwin?" and that sort of thing?
Oh, no, they don't recognise me as an animal person at all. I'm just another member of the public walking around. So we're with my girlfriend's mother here at the moment and her relatives, so they're taking us around and they're doing most of the talking and speaking, and they're asking for directions, and I just jump onto the mobile phone onto the map, and I can see where we need to go, and I'm saying, no, we need to turn left up here, and not having any knowledge of the area. It's quite amusing, actually.
I can imagine.
It's amazing, the technology on the phones, how you can get around places that you've got no idea where you are.
Yeah.
You just jump on to the little app on the phone there, you can see where you are, you can see the city and where you want to go to, and it makes it very easy these days.
So what do you want to see over there? Have they given you touristy ideas?
Well, we're just here visiting relatives at the moment in Holland. We're off to Germany tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We've got about an hour and a half drive across the border. We're going down and visit some other people down there. As I say, we're only here for another 4 days and then off to England. And we're going to be in England for a couple of weeks before we head over to France to a wedding.
Lovely. Have you noticed anything else that's blatantly different? Like you go to the shops. Can you pick up a Mars bar or?
Oh yes, pick up Mars bars and McDonald's and all those sorts of things. We're very much the same. A lot of the same sort of products. I even saw a Heinz tomato sauce ketchup in one of the shops there today.
How fabulous!
So the one thing I have noticed is the vegetation, as in they don't have any gum trees over here.
No, oh well, that's fair enough. What sort of plants do they have? Anything we'd like?
I've noticed a lot of oak trees that we get back in Melbourne, silver birch trees, the prunus trees, very much the same, and obviously a lot of other trees I don't recognise at all.
What's the cost of a Big Mac over there?
I didn't look actually, but I will say we went shopping down to get some fruit and veggies and things today, and the fresh produce they have here is extremely cheap compared to what we pay back in Melbourne.
Is that
a lot of the food and the meats and things, I've seen, Melbourne you can pay $45 a kilo for different sorts of steaks. Over here it's about $17.
Is that simply
the cost of food is?
Would that be simply because they're a larger population in a smaller area, so there's less freight involved to get it all around, or?
Well, quite possibly. I'm not sure. I think they've got about 18 million people or something in an area, the size smaller than Victoria.
Yeah. And if you were to... Sorry? Oh, okay. I was going to ask, if you were to take a globe of the world and ask 20 people in Holland where Australia was, would they be able to point it out, do you think?
I'll tell you what, I'll put that to the test over the next few days and I'll ask and I'll get back to you on that one.
Well, I guess another way to put that question would be, has anybody asked you if you're English?
No, not as yet. I haven't spoken to that many people, I must admit, that I don't know.
Okay.
When we did walk out of the supermarket, we had all these kids aged between about 7 and 12 all lined up at the front of the supermarket asking people as they were coming out. I don't know exactly what they were asking, and they asked me something, and I just said, I only speak English, I'm sorry, mate. And they started talking back to me. I had no idea what they were saying. It was quite amusing, actually.
You've just got to hope that mate's not some sort of Hollandish swear word.
Yes, exactly.
You wander up to people say, g'day, mate.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you wander up to people, say, g'day, mate, and they punch you.
Well, I must admit, some of the words I've heard over here, I thought they'd been swearing at me.
Oh, right. They probably are. They're probably just not even hiding.
Yeah, words I can't repeat on radio.
Oh, fair enough. All right, now I've got to fly. We're at the pointy end of the morning. We've got much we've got to fit in before the 5:30 news. So good to talk to you.
Yeah, you too, and I'll keep tuning in on that 3AW app. It is wonderful. It works worldwide.
Yeah, it's fabulous, isn't it? To be able to just tune in anywhere you've got a net connection, it's fabulous.
It is wonderful. Anyway, have a good morning, Simon. Great to talk to somebody that I know back in Oz.
No worries. Good on you, Nigel. Thanks for that. That is Nigel from Nigel's Animal Rescue. You can find him on the web at animalrescue.com.au is his web address. You can also look him up on he's got a great Facebook page where he posts a lot of his rescues, which is just Nigel Williamson on Facebook.